Nuggie, you are a simp.
Yes, dear.
I'm the boss and you're my simp.
I love listening to you and doing everything you say, dear.
But what is a simp?
Okay, a simp is a person who listens to basically everything a female does. They'll literally go out of their way, even if they have an opinion, they'll put that aside and be like, nope, I love you. I'm going to do whatever you say, even if I disagree with it.
Why is that bad?
So it depends. It depends, honestly. Like, if you don't respect yourself at all and you're just listening to someone 100% and you don't value your own opinions or your own self, then I can see that as being a problem. But if you love your wife, say, I love Mubina, I listen to her out of respect, she listens to me, it's a mutual respect type of relationship, then I see nothing wrong with that. You guys can call me a simp all you want. It's fine.
I really don't see anything wrong with being a simp either. I mean, honestly, as long as you're not being a pushover, and that's the last thing I would want from my husband anyway. Like, I would want my husband to have his own personality. So I don't really understand why it's seen as so weird for a man to respect a woman online and that he's called a simp. And I've been seeing this word everywhere. And it confuses me because, like, if your husband respects you, he's a simp. But if he doesn't respect you, he's abusive. So which is it, guys? Like, what do you want the guy to do?
You honestly can't win. Sometimes people want our dynamic to be like this aggressive Muslim man is controlling his wife, but then they don't see that. They're like, you're different. Simp.
But then you're offended either way. Like, what do you want the guy to do? I feel kind of bad for men.
Personally, I'm not a fan of these terms like simp and Karen, because if a man's being respectful, he gets called a simp. And if a woman complains, and sometimes she has like a valid complaint, they'll still label her as a Karen. So I feel like these labels and categories can be potentially dangerous and demeaning to both men and women.
Yeah, exactly. And now we have a question for you guys. What do you guys think of all these labels? Do you agree with them? Do you not agree with them? Why? Let us know.
All right. First of all, okay. MashaAllah, let's give credit where credit is due. Alhamdulillah, the sister, she dresses appropriately for the purpose of coming online. I'm not a fan of women coming online and showing themselves in that way. But at least the sister covers in an excellent manner, alhamdulillah. So, you know, and the brother, mashallah, is on top of that. Alhamdulillah, that's great, fantastic, beautiful. Okay, mashallah. I find this couple, Jazakumullah khair, extremely cringy. But you know what? Maybe this is their personality. This is what they're like. Maybe it's just not for me. I don't know, bruv. Yeah, I just can't see myself coming out here online, busting joke with my wife on the camera for you guys to enjoy. It's just I just can't see that happening. I can't see that happening, bruv. Okay? But whatever, we can't say anything. I don't want to hear the youth being thrown around or anything like this. Diatha. Don't throw these terms around because that doesn't apply here. Now let's get down to this definition. I'm going to give you the Mahdi bro definition of what a simp is. Okay? A simp is somebody... I don't know if it's short for simpleton, by the way. I used to think it was short for simpleton, but I don't think it is. But a simp, in a nutshell, is a man who prioritizes the wants, desires, preferences of a woman over himself. Bottom line. Absolute bottom line. And he does this consistently enough for him to prioritize these wants, preferences, desires, despite him feeling or knowing that this is not the right thing to do. But you know what? Happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life, right? And now let's move the discussion away from this couple, because I don't know the dynamics of their relationship. For all intents and purposes, the sister seems to be quite happy. Just analyzing their body language, she seems to respect her husband. He looks at her a lot when they're talking, whereas she doesn't look at him very much. And this is an indication of who is driving the what's the word I'm looking for? Of who is handling the steering wheel in the relationship. If ever you want to know, and I've broken this down with the other cringy couple, Dawood, and the other one, I forget their name. Whoever tends to be looking at who more whilst the conversation is happening, it's because they're seeking their approval. They're looking for their approval. Does she agree? Does she disagree? Does he agree? Does he disagree? And typically in a healthy dynamic, the woman is looking more at the man as opposed to vice versa. So that's the only thing that I notice from a body language perspective, is that he looks at her a lot, whereas she doesn't look at him anywhere near as much when she's talking. She kind of just like whatever. But she doesn't seem to have that sort of aggressive, masculina type. It seems to work. If it works, then alhamdulillah. You know, good luck to them. I wish them all the best. But going back to the definition, to the Mahdi Bro dictionary definition, a simp is a man who prioritizes the wants and needs of a woman over himself consistently enough for him to feel a certain type of way, like, oh no, I shouldn't be doing this, or this is, man, you feel it in your heart, your inner alpha's talking to you. It's like, no, this is not the one. But you drown out the voice with happy wife, happy life. And here's the problem with this whole happy wife, happy life thing. I'm not an advocate of oppressing your women or being unnecessarily mean to them or not treating them or not wanting them to be happy and so on and so forth. I'm just simply saying, and once again, to quote the late Patrice O'Neill, a woman's happiness is a moment-to-moment thing. You will be surprised. You will be surprised how many things women ask for that if you just simply stand your ground, unemotionally, with a stoic sort of frame, and you just say, Habibti, this is what we're doing. You'll be surprised how she falls into line. Because one thing you got to know is this. You really must focus in on this. When a woman is in your frame, her happiness is directly and intricately connected to your happiness. Let me say that again. When a woman is in your frame, she truly loves and respects you. She prioritizes your happiness over her happiness. Not just prioritizes. Her happiness is intrinsically related to your happiness. Do you see this? Very powerful and important concept. Vice versa doesn't work. Well, it will work if you're in her frame and she's directing the course of the relationship, right? But you're going to feel some type of way about it. Your inner alpha's going to be screaming, but you're just going to be drowning it out with the happy wife, happy life lie. Okay? So let me just summarize. Gentlemen, I'm not saying that you should be mean to your wives and you shouldn't consider what they're saying and so on. I'm simply saying a lot of what she says, particularly while she's upset, is rooted in emotion. A fleeting feeling. And let me give you a word of warning. When you try too hard to please your woman, you will never be able to please her. You will find yourself running from pillar to post, from goal to goal to goal, that she keeps, it seems like this never-ending list of goalposts that she just makes up as she goes along for you to meet the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. You're like, right, I've done this. You happy now? No, but now you didn't do this. Okay, let's do this. And then you run over, happy wife, happy life, and you do the next thing. Are you happy now, babe? Oh, but you didn't so you want you do harder, yeah. Okay, happy wife, happy life. Let's go to the next thing. Never ending cycle. And do you know what the saddest part of this type of situation is? Is that not only will you never be able to make her happy, but she will start to resent you. And she won't even know why. This is why it's truly a tragedy. She will start to resent you for this feeling inside of her that you can't make her happy. Look at the irony. Whilst you are spending so much energy and effort to try and make her happy, she begins to resent you because for some reason you are incapable of making her happy. And it's not because you're incapable of making her happy. It's because she is perpetually unhappy. Women in general are they live in a state of perpetual dissatisfaction. In general. يكفرون الخيرات يكفرون العشير. They are ungrateful towards the favors and the good deeds of their husbands towards them. This is the general state of the general woman. All right? Generally speaking, I'm speaking in broad terms. So she will begin to resent you for not being able to make her feel happy. And then she'll think, there must be another man out there for me. There must be someone else that I deserve better. I deserve to feel happy. And the irony is, and the true tragedy is, that the reason why she feels like this is not because you've oppressed her or you haven't tried to make her happy or any of this nonsense. It's because you tried too hard to impress her. You tried too hard to make her happy. That was your mistake.